Now it's just a matter of I've started trying to get this off, and I don't really want to let it beat me, so that's more of what it is right now. I'll beat it. I'm not one to let an inanimate object beat me. I think it moved. Morning. Welcome back to the channel. We're working on morning 3 of this Disker bearing replacement. So yesterday we got the second row of discs off, or second half of the front row I should say. This we got off first day. Ran into a bit of a snag right here. This spacer is seized on here. And yesterday when I was trying to heat up the nut on the end of this Disker shaft, I ran out of oxygen in the acetylene tanks. And I don't think the torch head was quite the right one for heating up stuff of that size. Well, yesterday Dad picked up another one. We got this guy here. Specific torch head meant for heating up large pieces of metal like that. I don't know. I've understood they're called like a rosebud heater or something. I don't know. That's just because it just makes a great big rosebud flame. So we ran into that problem yesterday. Also, the bearings I ordered, they're not the right ones. I'll show you guys here real quick. This is the bearing we got right here yesterday. That's a brand new one. Now, okay, I'll show you guys side by side here. Right here. But just look at the difference. Like even the thickness right here to here. How big this bearing actually was. That's not going to work. So I got to take those bearings back. Thankfully, on the second half of the Disker there's one bearing and one housing that survived. So I have to get that off, bring that in for a sample so they can match it up. And the other day, Melissa noticed the tire was leaking on the 8770, and now it's completely flat. It had a hole in the sidewall. So it's going to need a new tube. She's empty. So I'll probably need a hand with that one. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking here and we're going to get this done. We're going to get the Disker done first. Melting anything. Yeah. I think that'll work nicely. Well, this sucks. I'm out of acetylene. 0. So I'm out. I'm done. Shoot. Now I gotta drive all the way back to town. I gotta drive an hour to exchange the acetylene tank Go figure. Putting a lot of miles on this week, driving back and forth. That sucks. It was just starting to get glowing red hot here. I don't think it moved at all though. I might have to cut that end off right here. And I actually think that's what we did last time, because I know I changed this side, the bearings on this side, and that looks like it's been cut off and re-welded. Just finished up some lunch. Get my tank unloaded. Hopefully we get that piece off of there and that nut off of that one. I think I'm going to get the nut off first because I need that sample. And tomorrow's Friday. If I don't get that sample in somewhere by end of day or tomorrow morning, I might not have anything till next week, which is really going to suck. Because that'll throw off my plans for next week. Of course, that's farming. If you make a plan, it's not going to happen according to plan. so you finally got that nut off. Gave it a couple minutes to cool. It's probably still, yeah, it's very hot. It's been about 10 minutes. It's still, you can still feel the heat radiating off of it. And of course, my only good bearing, which I didn't show you earlier. That one's bad, that one's bad. This one is still salvageable. So that's going to be my sample. And of course, you can't take it off this end, not unless you wanted to cut this right off, but I'd rather take it apart properly and then not have to worry about it. All right, let's get this all pulled apart and laid out so you can remember how to put it back together. Watch the end because it'll be hot. Now
Hey, look out!
good enough. So, made a little bit of progress with the disc. We got the second half all apart. I took a sample bearing in. So here's all the parts off the second half here. We got that. Cleaners. This is where I started kind of organizing from the first half I was taking apart, and I haven't had any luck with this piece right here. I'm gonna have to make the decision of whether or not I'm gonna cut this spacer off or I have to cut the end of the shaft off and slide everything off the opposite way. That I haven't decided yet. I got some time before I can get bearings in anyway. So we're starting on this day 4 of this Disker repair. This piece, no penetrating fluid went through down to the bottom. So what I'm going to end up doing is what we did last time, and that's cutting this little square off. I'll cut that off, slide everything off this way, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try heating that up and pounding it that way. So far I've been just heating it and hitting it straight down, which probably is not helping. But I think if I can heat it up and then hit the wider flange, I should be able to get some movement out of it. So I'm going to do that instead, and hopefully make some headway. I got my guys bringing in some bearings. Should be in later this morning. They open at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to head down there. I think it's at 8 or 8:30. So I'm going to head down there, see what they got. And hopefully what they got fits nicely and they don't have to make a bushing for it.
It's going?
Yeah, it's going.
Cool.
It's probably just sitting there. Whew. Real comfortable being standing next to a solid steel thing and two explosive tanks, and
yeah, right.
So still having trouble with this spacer right here. I got it set up in the tube on the blade on the 8770. Ooh, it's so warm that even this is warming up here. So I'm going to heat this up red hot again, and I'm going to try to basically use it like a slide hammer. And I'm going to slide it up and down and pound it on the top of the blade here. And hopefully it moves. If it doesn't move, well, now it's just a matter of I've started trying to get this off and I don't really want to let it beat me. So that's more of what it is right now. Shaft is, it's kind of worn. Like I could put a bead of weld around here, grind it down, weld it, grind it down again so it's flush and level. And the threads are worn off, so I need probably an extra spacer or two for the nut on the end. And I'll have to re-weld the lock back on the end too. Really hoping this works, because now I'm just getting frustrated with it, but I'm sure I'll beat it. I'm not one to let an inanimate object beat me. Let's see how it goes. Oh, holy crap. Watch out, Eli. Go, go. Good boy. I think it moved. It's getting closer to the ground. Whew. Come on. it's moving. Ah. Hey? Yes.
Nice.
That's good.
High five for you. Good job. Okay, well here, I'll lower the blade so we can,
No, just leave it. Because if you lower it and it goes back down on and
oh,
cools,
it's gonna get stuck.
it might get stuck.
Is it... Okay, stand back. Stay. You lift it up. Stay.
Oh, oh man. I'm not gonna let no inanimate object beat me. Alright, so I got everything all apart. I'm just on my way back to Pine Falls. I've brought a bearing in for me so I can check and see if it's going to be the right one or not. Supposedly, I'm going to need a bushing to go in there. Hopefully we won't. But according to the guy there, took all the measurements and stuff, we're going to need a bushing. So we'll go take a look and see, compare the two bearings, the one that I have off of the Disker and the one that they have there. And we'll see how it turns out. If it's pretty close, might not even worry about a bushing. And if not, I don't know. We're going to have to figure something out for that. Alright, so picked up my bearings. Well, two out of the 6. Oh, almost dropped it. So just for fun, we're gonna stick it on the shaft and see. Ooh, yeah. That's way too much slop in there. I'm gonna have to add some weld to that. Well, that's not exactly ideal. I think we're gonna have to make up some bushings or something for it. The cheapest solution is to make a bushing for the new bearings, because they can't get the bushing or the bearings in that size for some reason with that size of housing. I don't know why. That really sucks. I get to go home for the weekend, relax for a little bit. Well, not really relax. I'm going to bring those Disker shafts into town, and yeah, figure out what we're going to do with that. Make some kind of bushing, something to go in there. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to call her quits for the video for right now. We'll continue on with this disc when I get more parts. When I get my parts and we figure out what we're going to do, I'll probably continue on with probably making those bushings. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. God bless.